Adam and George back here with you on Hold My Banner. So, Celtics Summer League action. We saw some players pop. Jordan Walsh, I think, was pretty good. Baylor Shireman is another player that could be in the mix. A lot of hot eyes on Hugo Gonzalez as well. And so those were sort of the players that I think most fans were paying attention to going into the Summer League. I don't think many fans were like, man, I can't wait to see what Charles Bassey looks like. But as it turns out, he was a player that popped for the Celtics and only played 3 games during the Summer League and then went back overseas. And the thought was that he would re-sign with the team overseas and would not be in the NBA this season. And so with that, we bring you this. Celtics Muse tweeted this: Charles Bassey would especially love to sign with the Celtics if the opportunity presented itself. And so the Celtics do have that open roster spot after waiving J.D. Davidson, but then they sign another player, George. If they go to that 15-player roster, they'll be over the second apron. And so there's the rub right there. But did you get a chance to see Bassey play during the Summer League at all? And what were your thoughts on him?
Yeah, I mean, I liked him. Big 6'10", big. Moves well for 230. Like, not quick, but is athletic. Good rim protector as a shot blocker. Good in the pick and roll. Doesn't have a shot at all. He's a small ball 5 in a way. And I just say small ball 5. Like, he's not the most athletic, but he has a good size to him. So he could just play the 5 straight up. I just do worry about him offensively and defensively, like just getting lost if he's out on the perimeter. But he's smart. He could be a rim runner. He's just 24 years old. And, like, yeah, it sounds crazy. I'd rather have him on the floor, I think, than a Luka Garza. I think Luka Garza, as his shooting is good, but that dude is slow, and doesn't have any athleticism. But it kind of goes into like, okay, say if we see a big swing trade, like the one we just floated through, where Hauser, Anthony Simons, blank players, let's go 4 players are off the books. Then a guy like a Charles Bassey is on the roster. I just love the wording on the report, like, what was it? He's like interested, he would love to sign with the Celtics if the opportunity. I would love that too. I would love to make NBA money as a player if the opportunity presented itself. Like Charles Bassey, good for you, man. I mean, just like manifest it, speak it into happening. But the Celtics, their priority this season is business. It's not basketball. Bassey makes sense as a fit, but they need to stop with the apron talk and they need to stop with all these taxes. Like the fact they waived a J.D. Davison, like that's a guy that showed a lot of promise. They're getting serious about it, and I just don't see Bassey as being someone like they would, push themselves over the top and start paying a luxury tax penalty for.
Yeah, it has to be worth it, right? And when it's worth it is when you're competing for a title, I think, right? Like the Celtics had been the last couple of years. And so a guy like Charles Bassey, with all due respect, is not a player you sign to go over the apron because it's not going to move the needle. I mean, he's nothing more than a depth piece. And I understand that the Celtics need size. They need to address that because, obviously of what they lost in trading Kristaps Porzingis. Al Horford, is gone. Luke Kornet's now with the Spurs. We'll talk about the Spurs actually a little bit coming up. But, you have Queta and you have Garza. And, that's really about it outside of Tillman, maybe, giving you some size. But I'm okay with that, I mean, I'm all right with that based on, what we talked about is the fact that the Celtics aren't competing this year. And I think what's more important is to stay under that second apron. And then if a deal arises, you have the flexibility, the mock trade that we talked about with Markkanen, some other, mock trades that, have come up as well. You can't move, you can't aggregate these deals if you're not under the second apron, right? And that's important to point out. And so, if you wanted to trade a guy like Simons, it would have to be just him. If you're over the second apron, if you're under the second apron, you can combine, you can throw Niang in there. You can have Simons and another player. So Bassey's not the type of guy, that you sign. I don't see it making a lot of sense. A good energy player, maybe he catches on somewhere else. I just don't think Boston is the fit.
I think if Xavier Tillman's off the roster, then you bring in a Charles Bassey. But he's like just similar skill set to Xavier Tillman. And they're in part two. If they feel like the ship sailed on Xavier Tillman, he is what he is. You like Bassey, you bring him in. But then he could end up clogging minutes and taking away minutes from like an Amari Williams. This is going to be a development season for them, Adam. And they'll probably want to play Amari Williams more, especially at the price, than pay tax and see how someone plays. Him and Jordan Walsh, completely different players. Him and Luka Garza, completely different skill set, completely different players. Him and Xavier Tillman, similar. Neemias Queta has more bounce than him. It's just a matter of like, what's their preference on who they want to see. They got to look at him at Summer League, and it's just like, what's the priority for them? And again, the priority is money and making it make sense, and they want to be back in contention. The priority for them isn't like Charles Bassey minutes. And I feel bad talking about the guy, but it's like, this report comes out, and it's like, great. Like, he would love to sign with the Celtics if the opportunity presented itself. Same, dude. Like, I would love to date Emily Ratajkowski back in the day when I was single. If the
I was going to say, I'm like, hey.
Oh, I'm so happy now.
You know, I know your fiance is a big fan of Hold My Banner, so I would be careful.
Yeah, exactly. But that, like, and that's it. Like, when I just love these reports. I just love these. I would love to win the lottery if the opportunity presented itself. I really would. Mm-hmm. We'll see if it happens. Yeah. We'll see if the lottery wants me to win it. You know, like, it's shout out Charles Bassey. I hope he makes a good run, dude. But like, I don't know. It's fun. It's summertime Celtics we're talking right now.
It is summertime Celtics, and and again, it tells you where we're at with this team that we're talking about Charles Bassey, right? Because it's, there's no Jason Tatum coming up this year, and you got Jaylen Brown. I mean, again, we have talked about this. What will Jaylen Brown look like this year? He's the man now. Will Peyton Pritchard be the starting point guard of this team? Probably, after being sixth man of the year. I mean, those are the sort of the bigger topics. But then on the margins, you're looking at filling out the roster. You're looking at potential fits. You're looking to give guys an opportunity. This is what this season is going to be, and I think you alluded to it as well, is looking at some of these younger players, giving them an opportunity. The opportunity is going to present itself. It's up for grabs. Minutes are up for grabs, and that's why we talked about Jordan Walsh and Baylor Shireman and Hugo Gonzalez in the Summer League, because they have a real opportunity to play, especially the Jordan Walsh and the Shiremans, right? Because, there's going to be opportunity without Jason Tatum on the floor to grab those minutes. And also, depending on what this Eastern Conference looks like, the Celtics might, I think they'll compete for a playoff spot, even with Tatum out. But there's going to be times where it's just like, oh man, like, you just want to see the young players play, and you don't want, any injuries to happen like with Jaylen Brown or anything like that. So, but anyway, let's move on to Jason Tatum. Speaking of, this was interesting from Steve Bulpett, the possibility of Jason Tatum playing next season. And this is a tweet that was put out by NBA Central. Possibility of Jason Tatum rejoining the Celtics late in the regular season has not been ruled out. Scouts say he's moving really well at CP3's camp. And again, the quote here, I'm no doctor, but I've seen guys coming back from Achilles tears, and he looked way ahead. Kind of shocked to see how he was moving. No idea what this means. And it goes on to talk about, didn't do any running or jogging. I mean, that's kind of a big thing in basketball, is running.
A little bit.
But, I mean, that is good news, and that's a lovely picture with he and Chris Paul, who, by the way, I mean, is with the Clippers again, which is kind of crazy. Like, that team is like 100 years old. Yeah, wild. Oh. But anyway, I digress. Would you be in favor of Jason Tatum returning to the team next season if he's healthy?
Absolutely not. I've been on this from the beginning. Yeah. What's the point if your priority is a business and it's basketball? Part of that business is having Jason Tatum at his peak for as long as possible, not in his season, but in his career. And cool, he's not wearing a boot. I saw you posted on Instagram like a golf photo shoot with Jordan. But like, I don't know when those pics were taken, but he wasn't in a boot. Awesome. But like, don't rush back too soon. Again, I'm not worried about his long term. You said his age, Adam. It's also his game. Like, he's athletic, right. He can dunk, but his game doesn't rely on being above the rim. Like, he doesn't rely on being the best athlete on the floor. He has really good technique and fundamentals on both ends. That's what's great. And he's big and he can move well and he's strong. I just don't want to rush him back because he's so young and he has so many years left of peak basketball. If he's good to go at the end of the season, awesome. I'm not putting him on the floor for a second. It's just, I want that recovery as close to 100% as possible. And even if they're vying for a playoff spot, Jason Tatum back after a year from his Achilles, like, that's not a Celtics team. If Jaylen Brown's 100% as well and playing, that's not a team that's a contender to me because of their roster and because of what Jason Tatum would be. He could be ready. Awesome. If I'm the Boston Celtics, I'm going to him like, look, man, you are the most valuable player on this team. Just wait till next season. It sucks, but we want to get back to contending year after year as soon as possible. And if you rush him back, you just jeopardize all of that.
It's a huge risk. It is, even if he gets 100% clean bill of health, depending on when that is. Question is, though, all right, again, hypothetically, let's say he is way ahead of schedule. Like, we're talking like, oh man, he's getting cleared to play in like, post All-Star break, like February-ish, right? I mean, at that point, you still have like 2 months left in the season. Now, if he's getting cleared then, that tells you that maybe he is ready to play, right? Because if he's getting cleared in like April, let's say, at the tail end of the year, there's only 1 or 2 games left, they make the postseason or play-in tournament or whatever, wherever they're at, then you kind of hesitate and be like, I don't know, do you really want to put him in that situation where, they're in a playoff play-in tournament situation? But if he's cleared in February and he's way ahead, and there's 2 months left and he's just sitting there, maybe you consider it at that point.
You put me in a tough spot, Adam. I get it. I see it. I see the vision. Yeah. And also, if you know he's clear to play come February, again, that's right around the NBA trade deadline, you could buy, you could go all in. And you can, if you like what you see from Anthony Simons, you keep him. If you don't like what you have from George Niang and you have draft picks, again, you can flip that and get it. Because that ramp-up period at that point, to me, is enough where he's getting ready for playoff basketball. The intensity of it, but also the chemistry. Like, there will be a part missing. It's like you say, Peyton Pritchard could be a starter. Okay, it's a different role if he's on the floor with the Jays a lot more minutes. Look, if he's clear to play February, like, how do you not tell the guy to play basketball? Like, I'm going to get on here and be like, the best thing for basketball is to not play Jason Tatum when he's been cleared for 2 whole months, like you said, and then the playoffs. I can't in my gut say that. I can't genuinely say still bench him. I don't think he'll be at that point, but I think that's a great hypothetical. You float, because what is that? 8-9 months is the range he was given. And when he went down, you did that. All right, what's 8-9 months from now? That looks like it could be February, March. It's what his dad put out there. I just don't want to rush the guy back. And I know he's taking his rehab serious. Like, there were the reports that his personal trainer, Nick Sang, he's either working out at the Boston Celtics facility every day, or if he's traveling, his trainer, Nick Sang, is with him, helping him rehab and recover. He's taking it serious. Love it. I want the long-term Jason Tatum. Maybe I'm a curmudgeon. I'm on to the 2026, 2027 season.
I am too. I'm with you. I'm just thinking of that possibility because it seems like he is ahead of schedule, way ahead of schedule. And again, like the CP3 camp thing, great. He looks good. He hasn't run yet, but it does feel like he's going to be ready earlier than we all think he is. And I also think one of the benefits of him returning next year is that, you know what? He can work out all of the cobwebs, right, of returning to basketball, getting back into playing shape, because that's going to be a factor when he does return. And if it is the following season, there's going to be a period of however long that is. You can't put a timetable on that where he's not quite Jason Tatum, and it's going to take him a while to get to that level. But if he comes back a little bit earlier, the season before, and he's working through it the prior season where the Celtics really aren't championship contenders, maybe they make a little bit of a playoff run, he'll be better off for that from a playing perspective the following season when you have a healthy roster and you have, all right, now we're all in, now we're going, and we have, if not 100% Jason Tatum in terms of what he was before the injury, you're going to be a lot closer than you would have been if he didn't play the prior year, right?
Yeah, I mean, the ramp up matters, all of that, and like him getting back to real basketball as soon as possible. With Achilles in the long term, how far that surgery has come, how young he is, it's just like you rush him back and you jeopardize it. It could be like, for what, right? Like worst case scenario. But he's a guy that's always been healthy. He's always been available. That's an underrated part of his game, of him not being with the team this season. I did, again, love that part of the reports. Like, he looks great. He wasn't running or jogging, but he looks great.
Right.
And there's a concern. Does he put on bad weight, but he's taking the rehab serious and doing what he can? He looks great. I didn't see him even like ramp up from a really slow walk, but he looks really good. Maybe he's on an NBA floor. It's like, let's just temper it.
Yeah, I know.
Don't say anything. That's my big thing on it. Don't say anything. I'd rather be pleasantly surprised in February than really disappointed in April.
This is all we're going to be talking about, though. You know that's going to happen,
fine.
right?
No,
any sort of video that we see of Jason Tatum, any tweet, anything that comes out, people are going to be like, oh, Jason Tatum might be back early. Oh, look at the Eastern Conference. Eastern Conference is weak. Look at this. Oh, the Celtics they were the fourth seed. Is the season ended? All of that. Get ready for it, man. Get ready for it because it's definitely going to happen. You know what else you got to get ready for?
What's that?
How about the Hold My Banner merch, buddy?
Hey.
The Hold My Banner merch is here. It's officially here. You can pick it up at the NessonWickedWearables.com site where you can get all of your Nesson swag. I know you got a Hold My Banner, don't you? Do you have a Hold My Banner shirt?
Yeah. I have a Hold My Banner shirt, Rush shirt, Boston is in the chat. I need to get a Hockey Hub shirt, but they ran out of all the schmediums, and they were like, Adam got them all. I was like, oh, of course. Damn it, Adam.
I did, yeah. So what I've done is some of the sleeves I keep on, some of the sleeves I cut off. I work out in some. Some of them, it might be a more formal occasion, so I'll have the short sleeves. But yeah, I bought up all of those. The first one, I got for free. The other ones, I had to buy. But I got to get on the, I got to get a chat one. I got to get all of them. But if you want to get one, you can. You can get hoodies too, by the way. NessonWickedWearables.com.